I never wanted to do one night stands at the beginning when I was like 16, 17. Never wanted to do it, all right? But it just kind of happened. If there was an opportunity, I grab it. So, Night Ignition podcast topic one night stands. Let's flash it in. You know, I didn't find anything in dictionary under a one night stand. It's too much things, right? And it has more like how to say street common. It's between folks, what people see as one night stand. So I will just go right into it and ask Happy, who is new here with us, like how do you define one night stand and what do you think like the nature of it is?
Well, it's very hard to define one night stand, in my honest opinion, just because one night stand can be you go out, you meet somebody, you hook up. By the next morning, probably you forget their name already. So that could be one definition of one night stand. The other one could be that you're talking with somebody online, there is multiple these dating sites, Tinder and stuff like that, and you hook up like that. And again, it can be one night stand. So, but in the 20s, I'm going to say like this, in the 20s, I would say it's quite common, especially during the party times, that these things happen, and it's something I'm going to say like it's quite common, normal, but it's again, for some people it works out, for some people don't. It's just, it's a phase that I think it's good that you get it done just to see that you don't like that you want something more out of it. So that would be my opinion about it. So
All right. All right. You went a little bit too far already, but it's okay, right? We're just
yeah.
definition, the nature, right? We're getting into it, but all good. All good. All right, cool. Karina finds from Urban Dictionary. It says, give me a sec. I will put the other chat closer. Hooking up with someone for one night of sex with no strings attached and hoping to never see them again. It is important not to exchange any personal info with them so they can track you down and stalk you later. That's from Urban Dictionary, right? So go back to you, Happy. Do you agree?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I would agree with that definition.
All right, cool. There we go. Ula?
I was just thinking, hoping to never see them again. Okay, so for me, there's just one reason. It was so fucking bad that I want to see you again. What? Yeah, today, the whole day, I was talking with people, actually even with Karina, about one night stand, and I was like, I don't really understand, or I cannot really define what one night stand is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, so one night stand for me is when you have sex just for one night and you never see each other again, right? But why would I do that? I mean, okay, one of the reasons is like you are super drunk and you don't see clearly.
Right.
The other is sex is so bad that I'm out of here. But actually that would happen in the middle of the sex, so it's not really a whole night stand.
It's just a couple of minutes, seconds.
and yeah, and I know the 30s, the guy doesn't want to see me again. Okay, that would be the third one. But
what about, can I add the fourth one?
Yeah, tell me.
You're just so horny, you gotta do it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be horny once again, It's not, if it's a good sex, I want to do it again. So why would I have a one night stand? I don't get that one.
I mean, you max it out in one night and then you're off to the next one.
But why would you go to the next one if this one was so great?
Yeah, I mean, the sex was great, but maybe, when you started talking to them, you're just like, maybe I'll skip. I don't know. I'm
Yeah, but you can still use them as a sex buddy. If the sex is so great and the conversation isn't.
There we go. Another topic just dropped in. Do you need a sex buddy, or what is called friends with benefits? Yeah, but I agree with everything you guys said, so I have nothing to add on definition. I'm from Urban Dictionary, but I got this question, right? Like we always go into what's the nature of it. So why do people come up with one night stands? Like if you go back in time, right? When all these things happen, right? Why that even exists? Like you can say one night stands, or you could just say occasional sex. That's what a one night stand anyway is, right? It's just occasional sex. You go out, you have fun, you go between the sheets, and then you go out, or even not between the sheets. You can do it anywhere, anyway. So you know what I mean. So and then you go out, right? It's just like, what do you guys think? Where it comes from?
Well, I think it's about no strings attached. Like, okay, we're doing this just once, and then don't call me or something like that. What came into my mind was, okay, the guy, from my perspective, right? The guy is taken, and he just wants something for one night, just to, I don't know, whatever. And that's why he wants a one night stand. I don't know.
By the way, Verlich agrees. If it's good, why not do it again?
You're right.
I mean, yeah, what do you think? Heavy.
Yeah, I mean, if I look back in time, most one night stands happened during some kind of party or vacation somewhere, and why not do it again is usually lack of getting the information. Even though, even if you in the morning, you don't know, should you be proud, should you be ashamed of? And usually you just, you take off and disappear into the light, because you don't talk, if you're drunk in the morning, next morning, if you have hangover, not hangover, you don't really talk to that person. You just kind of want to get home, and maybe then later on you regret it. I remember, I do regret one time that I didn't have information. I knew the first name, but that was it. But shit happens, as they say, and you cannot do nothing about it later on. So, but yeah, I would say most of the time it's just because lack of information that one night stands happen. Because if the sex is good, of course you want to contact them again, maybe have a relationship later on.
All right. So basically, from what you two said so far, right? One night stand only happens if so you don't get the information, or it's a bad sex. Otherwise, it would be more one night stand. I mean, it would be more nights, not one night stand, but more nights.
No, or the guy or a girl is in a relationship.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll go into that, right, from the experience. Just like, I think it comes with this topic. I wanna point something out, and then we go into our experiences, right? It's just like there is this difference between, like we already discussed, I think at one point, Dula, right, in some podcasts. It's just like making love and having sex, right? It's two distinct things. So having sex is more about satisfying the need than making love. Usually that's what one night stands are, right? If we look at it honestly, right? It's like you don't make love to that person. You don't know the person, except if you can put yourself in that state in your mind. But so I would say it all come and started existing out of need, basic human need. You get needy, another person is needy, all right, we do it, bam, bam, bye, I would say. And then, more and more the civilization advanced, right? Now it's really hard because you can get stalked, right? Before you did it, and then you move with the horse to another village, and they don't know to which direction you went because you just went. Now you go and they can stalk you, like they can find you online somewhere. You will pop out, because if you use social media, it's quite impossible to disappear out there in the night, but you can still do it. So I would say that's the pure nature of one night stands. Chitty chitty bang bang, and then you go. but all right, you already pointed into direction of couple of experience, right? So share with us like the best one and like the one that you're proud of in a way, or you're proud of, and the one that you're really ashamed of. I mean, you have it. Look, they're already laughing, chat. You know, we got it by the ball. So let's go. I'll share it too. Look, I'll share it too, but you know.
Will I go first? I go first. Okay, I'll go first. Since you're still laughing, I would say, I mean, proud of best one. You know, however you want to describe it. But when I was thinking about it, you know, which one would I point it out? Like I have probably two of them. One was a proper one night stand, and that was a couple of years ago. I don't remember, probably like 6 years ago, maybe 7, when me and a friend, Mitya,
That's a
we
couple
went.
of years ago. I thought like 2, 3. You said like almost a decade
Oh
ago.
no! Wait.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
first
All
one. You
right.
know,
All right. All good.
that popped into my mind. I remember it was December, and there was a concert. I don't know who. One of these Balkan divas was having a concert in Novo Mesto, and it was in the December because I remember the snow. So we went out, and he told me like he was before he had drinks with another friend, and he met some girls there, and he said, "Look, there are going to be 3 girls coming." I said, "Okay, fine, fine, 3 girls, me and him, we're gonna find something to like, no problem." It was that period in our party time, so we went out, we had a couple of drinks, and I remember distinctly, he was talking to one girl, only one girl. So there were 2 girls left. One was kind of cute, and one was okay, whatever. So I was thinking how to approach this that let's call it seal the deal at the end of the night. So I didn't talk directly to the girl that was kind of nice and everything. And so I talked to the other friend more. So like show no interest into that one. By the midnight, everything was done. I had that one under my arms. We were dancing, drinking, kissing, everything. I remember correctly the next day, because then we went to his apartment. We almost crashed because there was so much snow. And I remember next morning, after he drove me home, I told him, "Look, bro, if your washing machine doesn't work tomorrow, I'm really sorry." Because it was a 1-bedroom apartment. There was 4 of us, me, him, and these 2 girls. So if you want to do something, you have to go. I went into the bathroom because it was, convenient, closed space, no distractions, and it was like kind of big bathroom. So it was really funny. So, but he said it's still fine. So I was like, okay, that's good. But that's when I kind of learned, okay, like it's okay to do it, but again, lack of information besides the name. I kind of regret it later on because I didn't have more information about her, or just a phone number or something so I could contact her. Because I know that couple then about 2 years ago, he told me that he saw her and she was still asking about me.
Mm.
Oh yeah. He was like, "Oh, how is your friend?" And he was like, I was still on board at that time. And he was like, "He's fine. He's on board, So yeah, it was kind of funny story later on. So yeah.
So that's the one you are proud of or ashamed of?
I'm kind of proud of. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed.
I mean, you did it by the book, right? So
yeah,
people could take notes now, and they will learn something.
probably
future players out there,
No, but I mean, I'm not ashamed of any of my one night stands because in my opinion, I think they are path of learning that you find out that right now I wouldn't do one night stands anymore.
Yeah, all right. I mean, ashamed of, but maybe ridiculous one, or it
ridiculous
happened,
one. Oh,
it happened.
The most ridiculous one was probably in Dubai. I don't even remember it correctly. I just know that it happened in a one nightclub. There was too much drinking and everything at that time, and I remember it didn't even happen. That it happened somewhere outside. That we had sex somewhere outside, and it was like chitty bang bang. That's it. Thank you very much. Good night.
Alright.
And I know for a fact that she was black.
Alright.
So that's the only few things that I remember. Of
That's
it,
the only thing he remembers. Alright.
So probably that one I would regret it, later on, but learning curve.
I mean,
So,
you know, you I gotta start. You said black. Can you say that more I don't know how to say the African American.
African American. Okay, let's call it like that. It's
I mean,
more
so that they
politically
won't prosecute us here, like go after us,
okay,
like
yeah.
being racist. Nothing about that. It's just we white, they
I mean,
yellow, they
it's-
red, they black. I get it, but
I'm white.
yeah,
Yeah, okay, African American. Yeah.
maybe. I mean, since I don't know. Maybe you're white here, but African American doesn't. I don't know.
I would let others judge that.
It's that kind of a stream, and a topic. All right, cool, happy, cool. Ula.
Okay.
Hey, and by the way, chat, Happy is my brother. I never knew that until this point now. So that's kind of a cool.
So, as I said, for me, one night stand is not something I would do. Like, I'm gonna do that. Normally, if the sex is good, I want to do it again. If the sex is bad, it can even happen. Like in the middle, I say like, sorry, but no sorry. Bye. So maybe the one that I'm not really proud of, or it didn't end well, was the one that was a long time ago. I said to him, like, did you put it in or?
Can you say that again, please? What did you say? Did you put it in or?
Already, yes.
So that could go two ways, right? Either he has,
Yeah, well,
or you are pretty, I don't know.
So the measurements were not the right ones, and so yeah, I mean, it finished there.
And why are you ashamed of that? I mean, it has nothing to do with you, obviously.
I mean, I'm not ashamed of that, but I feel bad for the guy.
All right.
Like today, I feel bad for him. I wouldn't do that again.
How would you approach it today if that happened today? What would you do differently?
I mean,
would you say it nicely, or would you go like, I don't know, would you check it out, or what would you do?
No, I have I check it out before that every time now, I think.
So that's what you learn from that experience. I gotta check it out in the future. So
I gotta check that out.
If it's worth it or not.
All right. Yeah, that was the one, and there was actually one that was an interesting story. So I was living in Bahrain that time, and there was a Navy guy from Cuba, and he was like super hot, and we met in the hip hop club, and we were battling, and then we hook up, and a few nights later we just had a one night stand, and after, and he left, he went back to America, and after 2 months he wrote me on Facebook. He found me on Facebook, and he was like, I cannot stop thinking about you. Would you come here to live with me? And I was like, well, hello. Who are you again? So that was a cool one, and it was a good one, but it didn't happen again because he left. So
yeah, but you made an impression, so that's, we could put that under the one that I'm proud of.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Alright.
he was sober.
Alright. Do you guys know, before I share, do you guys know how many one night stands you had? Like from top of the head or no?
No, really.
I don't know. I would say if I say probably around 10, I wouldn't get too much wrong, like top of my head.
Alright. Alright, you wouldn't kick it too far? Alright, cool. Ula?
Um,
Approximately. Right now you're giving us, like, imagination go wild. What is it? 20, 30, 40?
not
Where
a
are we?
lot.
Where are we? 50? Maybe more. I don't
One
know.
night stands? No. One night stands, I think few of them.
All right. But what's few?
Oh, probably around 10.
Few, like Happy said before, a couple of years ago, 6, 7. That's like couple of years ago, right?
Yes, I mean, come on.
You guys are funny. Yeah, by the way, Karina educated us. Black is not a bad word. African American is only if they're from America. All right, thank you, Karina, for that. All right, cool. Yeah, because the number is just for the sharing after. So for me, I mean, the one I have two in mind that stands out. The one that I'm so to speak, proud of. I mean, I played really good that night. All right, so we were in Porto, me and two friends, partying, and I just came back from Denmark after 10 months study there, and we were just in this club, and suddenly I start speaking English, and I just say to everybody, I'm from Denmark, and people bought it. Right, I'm Danish. Everybody party with me. We drink free drinks, everything. We meet this. I don't even know how I met this Italian girl, and we start talking, and then which club are you cheering for? I'm for Juventus. She's for, I don't know, Milan or Inter. So immediate, like a little bit battle. It just like happens, and then a few drinks, and then we're just like, I don't know how it comes, but she says, or I don't know. I just went with her, and I didn't know where I'm going. I just like, I said to my friends, hey, bye guys, I'm going with her, and I went. It was just like, and then we get into a car, and from Porto Rosso we stopped in Koper where everybody ate. I didn't. I was so wasted. I was like barely standing. I was like sitting on a chair, and she was standing, and I was like leaning on her. So it was that. And then we just drove into Trieste. There you go, and we came there. I have no clue how I'm gonna go home. I have no idea. I just said, "Oh, in the morning we'll manage it somehow." I have a mobile phone, so I'll call my friends. We will manage it. And then we did it in the evening. When I came, I fell asleep immediately. That was like a bit embarrassing in it, right? It was because I fell asleep with the condom on. I don't know how did it, but I wake up without a condom on. So it's like it looks like
Okay.
she took care of me. So that's a plus. That's a good sign. She was a good person.
Yes, she was a good person.
I mean, she was. She could lead it on. And then it's not good if a condom stays on, so to speak. I mean, not so to speak, but really it's not, because the bacteria and everything, you can get a quite severe infection. So so then in the morning again, and then it's time to start. I call my friends and I say, hey, can you come pick me up? And they're like, both, man, we are so still wasted. We are not driving any car anywhere. I'm like, all right, what I'm gonna do, right? And then she said, let's go for a pizza and then we'll manage, right? We'll see, call you a cab or something. And then she really took care of me. We went to the bus stop, go to the train station. I didn't know how much the ticket is to Porto from Trieste. So I like on the ATM, I I don't know, like 70, 80 euros. I pick out of the ATM and withdraw, how do you say it in English, right? So I withdraw 70, 80 euros, and then we went for a pizza, and then we go check, right? So train off. She calls cab. Cab said 80 euros. I'm like, do I really have to do it? And then we went to a bus stop, and I went to the ticket box, and I asked the lady, how much is the ticket to Portorož? And she said €5. And I'm like, woo, let's go. And when the bus come, we kiss goodbye, and I go on the bus and off. I don't know her name. I don't remember her name. But and she thought I was Danish until the morning. And in the morning, when I wake up a bit more sober, she asked me say something in Danish. And I'm like, I'm not Danish. I'm from Slovenia. And she took it really good. She was just like smiling. She was like not I thought I'm dead at that point. It's Italian woman. Man, you're dead now. You just said it, but I was like, I cannot, it was a game in the evening, but it cannot go on. But she was really super cool. So yeah, that was a good one. It's not that much embarrassing, but it's so my first two one night stands were with two ladies who were still virgins. And I didn't know that before we did it, right? So I'm not ashamed of it because, I did it in a way that they had fun and everything. But I was really mad at them afterwards. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Why didn't you say something? You're just like, because in my opinion, that is not something you do on a one night stand. I mean, it's her choice, it's her body, I respect that and everything, but I was mad at them, like just showing them like, come on, respect yourself more, don't do that in one night stand. So that was my first one night stand, and I was thinking like, all right, what am I, a virgin collector here, or what's going on, right? So yeah. So it was like that. But I don't know how many I had. Probably, I don't know, 8 to 10, something like that. So, all right, we kind of came here like nobody has that kind of one night stands. Like I have a couple of friends who have like 100, 200 behind them, right? Even 1,000. I know a guy. And it's a fact because it was confirmed by his friends who were partying with him at that time. So it's not like he made it up, but, well, right? When you do it, right, you could say next day you could feel ashamed, or you could be just like, all right, we did it. It was a good fun, and then it's okay. So what actually did you get out of one night stands, and would you, how to say, in a way recommend it to young people, or how would you approach it if you would be young again? And there you go, there's the opportunity for one night stand. And by the way, Verlic, yeah, 1,000, and that's for real. It's not a joke.
Me personally, I wouldn't really recommend it. As I said, it's not that I'm not proud of them or that I'm ashamed of my one night stands, but during the one night stands, I just figure out what I don't want, and that is not what I want. If I'm really really hard with words, I would say like one night stands. It's almost the same as getting a hooker or a prostitute, just that the only difference is you don't pay for the sex, but you pay for drinks maybe, and at the end of the day, it's all the same. There is no difference. There is no emotions. There is nothing attached. So, I mean, if you like it, fine, do it. But I wouldn't recommend it because you won't get anything out of it. Just maybe sex experience, but
But, or you being a hooker, and she paid for the drinks, huh?
Yeah.
But I get the point, right? I get it.
Well. Yeah. First of all, I noticed that guys who well, that's just my personal opinion, okay? And that the guys who had less women and like almost all of them were like serious ones, make better sex or love or whatever than the guys who just like had one night stands, like much better. And so I don't recommend one night stands. I mean, no, it's not just that. I don't do one night stands for a long time because I believe that sex is also energy, and then that when you're having sex with someone, like it's the most intimate thing. You are one basically, right? And the energy is mixed, and you don't just like, oh, watch out, you're gonna get a disease. It's not just that. You get their energy, their, I don't know if you want to call it bad karma, whatever. You can get many things that are not like physical. And I just don't want to do that. And the other thing is, normally the first sex is the worst one. Not always, but like, you know, when you get to meet each other, it's completely different, and you know what they like and so on. And at the first one, or many times people try to like be the best and just show up in their best form, and then they fuck up everything. And yeah, so yeah, I just remembered one. Oh God, okay. It was with a guy who I didn't know. His fiance left him because she said that she prefers sex with some other guy or something like that. I didn't know that. Okay, so we dated actually already, and then we had sex, and I said to him after sex that I want to go home, and it was just because I wanted to get some good sleep. And he was like so pissed off, like he took it personally. I don't know, some triggers came up, and he was like, I don't want to see you again. I'm like, whoa. So yeah, he didn't want to speak to me for a year after that. So that was some kind of a one night stand.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I mean, it goes different place, right? And Berlich says that's making love, what you were describing. I mean, but yes and no, right? Because sex is energy, and I read it a couple of years ago by Happy. That means 6-7 years ago. But I was reading about it, and it says, look, if you have in one night stand, you don't gain energy, but you actually lose it, because it's only a brief sex. It's no intimate connection with that person, and that's like on energy based. If you believe in that, if that's your thing, if you know, if you research it, that's what Ula was pointing out on, and it is like that. Because for me, I would say I never wanted to do one night stands at the beginning. When I was like 16, 17, never wanted to do it, all right? But it just kind of happened. Because there was an opportunity, I grabbed it, and that's kind of it. And then for a while, it was like, all right, it's not that bad, you know? But now everybody's listening, reading Mr. JP commentary. We will get to that. So, but I would say, I don't remember most of the one night stands. I think that is the thing about one night stands. It's just you do it, but you forget about it. Just like I don't remember which beer I drank 10 years ago, or how I get drunk 10 years ago. Maybe I even remember that more what was I drinking than, you know, all the ladies that I had one night stand with. It's just For some, I don't know the name. For some, I have to think really hard, and some just pops out. Oh, I did it with her too, and it goes out. So right now, I wouldn't even remember all of them for sure. So I would say it's just like that. It's an experience, and getting back to what Ula said, I agree. I wouldn't say I became a better lover through one night stands. And sometimes they're really awkward. There was a one that she was like deciding if she want to do it, she doesn't want to do it, she want to do it, she doesn't want to do it, like for 2-3 hours, right? And I was just like, all right, we were watching a movie, having fun. You want to do it, don't want to do it. But she was like all the time, rubbing at me, right? So when we finally start doing, I was like coming in 10 seconds. And then we said, all right, it's the first one, let's do it again. Another one, 15 seconds. We're like, all right, second one, third one should be like, because at that point we really both want to do it. And third one was no different, 15 seconds. Then we said, all right, we stop it. It was just like, I never had experience like that before, like coming so fast 3 times in a row. But that's what happened during one night stand. It's all crazy things. And it's just like, then you drive her home, or she goes home, or you go home, and it's just like, all right, that was a good night, or not. Maybe I should game that night. I would have more fun if I would be gaming. It just comes like no big of a deal. Like you just ate the sandwich and that's it. So, yeah. But if you like that, do it. There's different people. But would I recommend it to young people meeting with it for the first time? I would say no, until you're ready for all the consequences that might bring up. Not just physical or physiological, but especially emotional and psychological. So yeah. Mr. JP said, I missed part of conversation, so I don't know if you covered it already. Were you always straight? Were you always straight with guy or girl that you're looking only for once? All right, so if we were straight with them, like we set up the rules, yeah, I did. With every one night stand, I said, look, this is it, nothing else afterwards. With some that I felt like that they were like hoping for more, so then she got to choose, right? Then it's on her responsibility. Then is on her. So yeah, I did that, and I had an experience when I did that, and she agreed on it, and then she was trying to be romantic. She said, no, let's just go for a walk and hold hands, like, but nothing romantically. And I'm like, what will people think if they see us walking through town holding hands? They will be like, oh, they're not romantically involved, they're just like two friends holding their hands because that's what friends do. I don't know, so it was weird. But yeah, and I was a pig afterwards, and all these bad comments came out, but I said it in advance, so she reacted that way, and I could stop it in advance and not do it. So yeah. So I never did it when I felt it like that might happen afterward. Never did it again with another one that I had a hunch that might be the case afterwards. So what about you two?
Now that you said, I just remembered. I mean, I don't know if I would describe it as a one night stand, but to come on your point, like to answer Mr. JP, if we make a rule, like being straightforward with them, I just remembered once, probably you remember the story, that I met a girl while I was working on board, and she was living in US. And I don't know, like half a year later, she contacted me. She found me on Facebook. She contacted me. And we were talking for like 3, 4, 5 months. And I was like, I was kind of bored. I was on vacation, didn't know what to do. She was bored. And she was like, do you want to come over for like 4 days to US? I was like, why not? So, and at that point, yeah, we make all the rules. Like, look, we're going to meet up. We're going to hook up. We're going to be together like those 3, 4 days. And that's it,
Mm-hmm.
But then we kind of hooked up 2 more times when she came to Europe, visiting her parents. So, but yeah, otherwise never. I mean, most of the one night stands happens like in a bar. You wouldn't make any rule out of it.
All right. All right.
Yeah, for me, I never made any rules because it was, for me, it was never, okay, we're gonna have one night stand. Never, ever. But my ex fiance, when we hooked up, he said to me after sex, after not before, he was like, I just want to make clear this is it, right? I just want to have fun with you and nothing serious. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I got his attention, and then he wanted to be with me. So it was pretty funny. Like, I don't want anything with you, blah blah. And the next day he was like making me breakfast, and when can I see you again? I was like, what the fuck happened?
In the evening, ego. In the morning, maybe she's the one.
Yeah, not really, I guess.
All right. All right, but Happy, you got to share with us, right? So most of the chat, they know or they don't know, right? That you have a daughter in Brazil. So how did how did that happen? Was that one night stands, or were you two a couple?
No, definitely wasn't a one night stand. Even though that is happening a lot on board, but I never had any. I had one, and that was it. And it wasn't one night stand. We were
so wait.
Okay.
We gotta. You said I never had any, but I had one. So one is none, or one is one, and you had one.
One is one.
All right. So you had one. So you gotta say, you know what I mean?
No. We're not gonna talk about that. First, let's talk about my daughter. Yeah. So we were together for, I don't know, about 2 months. Then I went home on vacation, and we keep in touch normally, of course, everything. And when I came back, we were always kind of arguing because I really don't like drama. I have nothing against it, but you don't have to be jealous if I'm talking to another girl, especially if those girls are my friends that I met before I even met you. And so when I came back, I found out that two of my friends, one was going home on vacation for 2 months, 3 months, and one, she was going on vacation and then transferring to another ship. So she was never coming back. And we were really good friends. We were basically hanging out since, I don't know, I'm not going to say day one of my contract, but very, very early in my contract, we start to hang out. And I was just like, look, for these 14 days, I'm going to spend most of the time after work with them. Of course, I mean, look, you're never going to the bar. I was basically nonstop in the bar drinking every single night, having fun with them. And it was just kind of stress reliever and everything after the whole day of work, like 10, 12 hours. And so we kind of start arguing, but we were still kind of together. So when I came back,
I mean, having fun with them means having fun.
No sex,
no strings attached. All right.
Yeah. No sex. I mean, just laughing, talking bullshit, enjoying life. Basically, that's what we were doing. Making fun of the guests and stuff like that. That's what I mean by having fun. That was top of our priority, making fun of the guests. That was fun because we have so many funny stories that were happening that it's just like crazy. So yeah, and after that, I don't know, it was some party. We were drunk. She called my cabin. I think was like, I don't know, 3 a.m. I came to my cabin. The roommate said, "Hey, she called you." I said, "Okay, fine." I called her back, and she was like, "Hey, I'm alone. Do you want to come over?" I said, "Fine, whatever. I'm gonna come to your cabin." Shit happens, Stuff happens. You forget. You're too drunk. You forget to put the condom. You forget to put it out earlier. So who knows? But you think like, okay, if she works on board, probably they are on the piers, or you hope for it. You don't talk about that kind of stuff. And then there was a big argument because
you hope for it. You don't talk about it. You just have a random sex, but you're like, hey man,
well, it wasn't.
If it happens, it happens. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, not a random, but I mean, random, but you don't talk about it. You just. We will get to your question, Mr. JP. Let's just happy finish the story.
At that point, you just hope for the best. So basically, after that, what happened? Oh yeah, and after that, we had a big fight. I remember it clearly. We had a big fight. I was like, fine, we are done. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna be professional to you about on the job, but that's it. I just can't deal with this drama anymore that you're making. That I'm hanging with not with you. You're still gonna be here for 3 more months. Blah blah blah. So we broke it up, and then I remember it was about a month later. About a month later, I was in a bar. I come to my cabin around 1 o'clock, right? That tired. And my roommate again said, she calls you. She called you. I was like, what the fuck she wants now? What the hell, man? What she wants? I called her and she said, I want to talk to you. I said, fine, talk. No, I want to talk to you in person. Okay. I didn't change. I just took my cabin keys and that's it. I left my cigarettes. I left everything I left in the cabin. And I go to her cabin. I knock on the door. She opens. She didn't say nothing. She was that silent. The only thing she gives me was a piece of paper on which it says that she's pregnant, and that's it. And that's how I found out. So after that, I went to the bar and got that drunk, and yeah,
there you go, guys. You got to talk.
That's the story.
About the
That's the story. That's the yeah. The point is talk. Don't assume anything. Don't.
Yeah, you got it.
Protection first.
Well, look, there is another human being, and out of every mistake, something good happens. So, we had a lot of fun. They were here before the corona that summer, so hopefully they will come soon. My parents were there, so, a lot more to share about this, but not tonight. So yeah, so Mr. JP had a question. Would you even consider dating a girl or a guy with whom you had once? Or is she just too easy for you? Or maybe that's a question for me and you, because it's she is that. So I don't know if you meant he for Ula, but yeah. So yeah, the question is, would we consider dating them, or were they too easy for us?
I would say if there is any kind of energy and if there is any kind of affection, yeah, why not? I mean, one night, if you look like this, one night stand, it's maybe just that you skipped the first few dates.
The boring ones.
Yeah, I mean, if you take the 3 date rule, you went from date number 0 to date number 3, and then you go back to see if you like them, but you're still having sex in the meantime. But no, I mean, definitely, why not? I mean, that probably wouldn't, for me, that wouldn't be the case. Like, oh, just because she was easy to get, like having a one night stand, that I wouldn't date her. I mean, if there would be any kind of connection, affection, you give it a try. If it doesn't work, doesn't work.
All right. Ula, for you?
Well, I mean, I believe that making love or having sex or whatever is a very important part of a relationship. So if the sex is not working, I would not date a guy anyway. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong if you first try a car before you buy it, right?
Good point. Take it for a test drive.
Oh my, all right, you guys are funny, but I get it. But like, I was just go into that, right? Why I meant by you cannot get really better at one night stands in sex is because usually you don't talk much and you just do what you do. So, but when you're in a relationship and when you have sex, I mean, if you don't talk when you have sex, you're either really good or you're just stupid because you got to talk what what goes for you, what doesn't, what goes for her, what doesn't. Those are good things to know, just like anything else, right? Just like that is just another area in a relationship. So, for me, I would say with some girls that I had one night stand, yes, but I think there were few, or maybe just this Italian that I was like interested afterwards. Everything else I wasn't interested afterwards, to be honest. It was just like, with some were really clean rules, and we knew it. It's one night, and it's never gonna happen again. This is it. And with other ones, they wanted to be with me, but I was just like, nope. So, but I won't say it was too easy for me. It was just like that was happening in the heat of the moment, and that's it. No, I didn't felt anything while being with them in that way that I wanna, how to say, deepen it into deepen the relationship into a romantic way. So yeah. So, but I get the question. It was pointing towards like, too easy to get. Not interested. If you're too easy, you're off the list. You gotta work for it, right? Like it's Slovenian thing. You gotta work hard for everything. So gotta work for it. But yeah. So that's basically it from my side on one night stands. Had them, it was fun, but I can say what me and Ursula are having now, those one night stands are pretty boring. If I have to compare the two, right? So they're like, and like I said, most of them I don't remember, and it has nothing to do with the ladies. Like I don't respect them because I don't remember them. It was just a thing that happened ages ago from my point of view. So, like, me and Ursula are gonna be together 3 years in September, and it feels like we're together for ages. So it's just like, one night stands happen even before that. It's like whole another life, and especially now that we have a family, I'm like, all right, there are some stories to share at some occasions like this, but. Right, Ula is saying love because she's gonna spend the almost whole day with the little guy next Saturday, this Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
So,
Yeah.
so
Preparing your mom. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I mean, any practice is a good.
That's
practice.
a test drive.
It's a test drive. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I buy it because you said for a mom. If you wouldn't say for a mom, I would like, what the heck you thinking about? But anyway, what the heck I'm thinking about now. Anyway, all right, guys, what do you want to say for the end on the topic?
I loved it actually. I was like trying to avoid it, to be honest, because I think I had a record on one night stands. I was like. First, I was like, me, one night stands. I never done that. And then I started to think about it and it just popped up. Yeah, and I mean, I can see how my mindset changed. And I don't think there is anything wrong with one night stands. I believe that we make our own decisions and it's our life, and we just need to be aware of the consequences. And I think the problem with the night stand, the only problem I see is when someone knows that he just wants a one night stand and the other person doesn't. Well, that could be a bit of an issue. But otherwise, just clean communication and everything's fine. And wear a condom. Sorry. Yeah.
That's the most important thing. Yeah, wear a condom. Make sure you're protected. No, I would say like it was a fun topic. It was fun to think about like for those couple of partying years. But yeah, everything changed. Like. For me personally, I think after I was 30, everything changed. Like just the perspective of one night stands. Because when you're young, you think you're cool. You're talking with your friends about it. You maybe brag about it. I had this, I had that. But then later on, you just realize, and what did I get out of it? Nothing. Maybe you get some disease. Maybe you get a baby somewhere that you don't know about it. That things can happen. Let's be honest, they can happen. But yeah, it's just like, it's not that you'll be ashamed of it, but you don't have to be like overly proud of them either. Like, oh, I don't know, like Mr. JP said, like I had 1,000 of them, I would be embarrassed, honestly, like if I would have so many, but everybody do what they like to do. So, if you think that you have fun with them, just keep on having fun and,
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I would say on this, look, past is the past, right? Whether it's 1,000 or it's none, doesn't mean anything about you today. Whatever happened, right? So what matters is who you are today for yourself and people around you, regardless of what you did. Because what you did, you did. You can't do anything about it. I mean, if you hurt somebody, you can say sorry and never do it again. But anything else, it is what it is. So just accept it, be with it, and if there's something to learn from it, learn, or it is what it is. Like I said, that's it. It's one night stands. People will do it. People are doing it, and like Ula said, just think about the consequences. If you accept all of them, go for it. If you don't, then don't go, because there is drama on the way. I always say that to the teenagers that I lead workshop to. Like, look, if I drive 150 kilometers on a highway that there is a limit of 130, I know I'm in a offense. So if police officer stop me and gives me a ticket, right, for fast driving, I cannot say, oh, he's a bad guy. He is like, what is wrong with him, la la. No, you know it, right? You know it when you do it. It's a risk that you will be stopped and pay a fine for it. And so it's in one night stand. So, like Ula and Happy said, wear protection and have a good time and clear communication, if you don't want anything else afterwards. But otherwise, you learn as it goes. That's life. A Night Ignition podcast topic, one night stands.